Hey guys, welcome to the Nomadic Owl Oracle. This is Jessica, and I'm going to be doing the reading for love readings that are general love readings for water signs. So that is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Again, this is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everybody. So please keep that in mind when you watch this reading, okay? So there are some things I'm going to lay out like I normally do when I do my readings. The first thing is I want to tell you that I read in energy. I don't read in sexes. So if at any point it does state a sex or whatever the case may be, please keep in mind that I only read in energies. Another thing that I want to point out is that timing is fluid in my readings. So this may apply during the time that you watch it, after the time you watch it, or before you watch it, if I can think of what the hell I'm trying to say. Another good point that I'm going to make is I do cuss at times. So if you do not like cussing and you don't feel that I resonate with you, go ahead and click off. This is not going to resonate for everybody. It's for whoever needs it the most at this time. So I've already pulled the cards like I normally do, and I've already sat with them. Now I'm going to start with your messages, and I'll do like I normally do. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The decks that we're using today are the Wisdom of the Oracle, and then also the Oracle of the Mermaids. Both of these are pretty good for love. Since you guys want love readings, that's what I'm trying to do to accommodate you guys, okay? So the first card that we have is Truth Be Told. So this card is talking about, there is something that's going on where maybe somebody has hidden something, somebody hasn't been completely honest about something, and the truth is needing to come out in the situation. If you look, there's like some doors that are open, or windows, however you want to say it, and you see this owl that's sitting on this mask. There's also these little leaves that look like hearts blowing in the wind. So this to me is, maybe somebody's been hiding something because they're scared of how the other person's going to react, or whatever the case may be. There's something that's going on that's been not quite out in the open, and it's about to come out into the open, if you will. The owl is all about seeing what's not being shown. So this could mean that maybe somebody, I'm going to adjust this, guys, I'm sorry. Maybe somebody wasn't completely forthcoming with who they were, or things that were going on in their life, or maybe they were hiding something bigger. I don't know. It doesn't feel like anything super heavy. It just feels like a little bit of a conflict that might be going on here in this situation. The second card that we have is To Be Fair. So you see this lady. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to where there's no glare. This lady is balancing the scales. So it's all about temperance, all about finding a balance in a situation. She also has an owl sitting on top of her head. She's wearing a crown. So this would to me, if I could talk, would state that maybe, your crown chakra is giving you the knowledge. You are streaming in this knowledge that you need, this insight that you need, and you know that you need to find some type of balance in this situation if you're wanting it to work. So whatever has happened may have caused things to be off balance. It caused a lot of, kind of turmoil and maybe just issues within the relationship, because this is a love reading. If you are with somebody, maybe you're not with them at this moment. Maybe there's a separation or something that's going on. But to be able to make it work and for you guys to come back together, you're going to have to find a middle ground, some kind of balance in this situation. The third card that we have is Higher Power. So you can barely see her, but there is this fairy lady that's here on this. I don't know, guys. I'm so sorry. So there's this fairy lady. I'm going to turn this one off. There's a fairy lady in this card, and she has, it looks like a key on her forehead. So like her crown chakra is shooting this light out. So that, not crown, her third eye. Jesus, Lord, help me. So anyways, yeah, we're in Mercury Retrograde, and I have to pay super extra attention to what I'm saying. So her third eye is illuminated. I'm going to show you again just so you can see. And so the third eye is illuminated. There's this light shooting out. So you know that whatever is happening at this time is happening for a reason. It's something that was supposed to have happened, and it's happening for the highest good in this situation. It might be a hard time to accept that and admit that, but it is something that you need to be aware of at this time, okay? Then the clarifier, the first one that we have is telepathy. It says nonverbal communication, energetic pulses, and mind reading. So this card is all about, you see they both make a heart, and they look like twins. I will say that, okay? What this is saying is that you and this person, have a type of connection where you're able to communicate without words. You may not even be in communication at this time. You may not be seeing each other at this time or talking or whatever, but you guys are on a level that you are able to know what each other's thinking and what each other are going through to be able to help assist one another and to help the situation. So if you keep feeling something and you just know, like your head's like telling you all this stuff, and you just know that all these things are happening and you know that you need to do a certain thing, trust that, because that's your higher self, this higher power, telling you what you need to know, what you need to do at this time. Then the fifth card that we have as a clarifier is time out. It says awareness, contemplation, solitude, and time alone. So, okay, let's put it here. Maybe there's something that's happened where you had to have time by yourself, or this other person had to have time by themselves to be able to better align with you in the relationship. There was a lot going on, and it's been, like a struggle to find balance, and you both know that you're supposed to be together. You both know that this is like some type of divine relationship, whether it be twin flames, whether it be soulmates, whatever you want to call it. It is definitely a really strong relationship. It's a really strong connection that you have with this person. But by going into timeout, you both are able to see where things need to be worked on. You're able to see what needs to happen to help the situation gel better and come into better terms, okay? So now, guys, that was my intuitive take into the cards. Now what I'm going to do is read from the book the actual meanings of these cards to give you more in-depth meaning of this, okay? So bear with me just a second. Okay, so for truth be told, the meanings of this card are honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. The oracle's message that it has is there is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or the believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself as well. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion, will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed. Spirit will answer you with miracles. So the relationship message that it has, guys, is people tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based in your personality and experience up until now. A higher truth will be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned with yourself. Don't hold back. Speak your truth and listen to others. So this is saying that, if you're feeling something, if you're going through some kind of situation where you feel like you're just not in alignment with each other, or there's something going on that's bothering you, make sure that you're voicing that in a diplomatic way so that you guys can work through this. The second card that we had, guys, was to be fair. The meaning of this card is balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. The oracle's message is life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being, from stasis to doing, from discovering, to loving, to letting go, to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, Remember that all the experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You will reap what you sow. For every cause there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. So I apologize. My cats are running around acting crazy. I don't know. Every time I do readings, they want to get crazy, so I'm sorry. The relationship message that it has for you, it says, can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking, and to be understood. There is much to be learned, and you will learn it if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all the sides. Your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is one in which there is mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued, and respected. Be fair to all. So in this situation, whatever is going on, make sure that you are considering your lover, your love, whatever, to make sure that you are considering how they feel and what they're going through and how everything is affecting them. You have to be real with that and be real with yourself, okay? So the third card that we have is the higher power. The meaning is conscious contact with the higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. The Oracle's message is, this card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. The relationship message that it has for this one, guys, is it's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card can also indicate that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and also your evolution, not revolution. Maybe it is a revolution. Shit, maybe you're going through some stuff where everything's breaking up and changing. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. So this is saying, guys, that you need to be aware that you're honoring each other, that you're praising each other, that you're loving one another and seeing each other as you are. But also, if you need help with trying to find that balance, call in your guides, call in your ancestors, the divine, to help you with this situation. It'll help you find the resolution that you're looking for. So the fourth card that you have is telepathy. And this is one of the clarifiers, guys. So bear with me 1 second to find this in here. Okay, so it says, if you receive this card, you may be one of the people who feel lost when it comes to words, or less open to have conversations as they seem to never express what it is that you feel so deeply. You prefer to let your energy shine through and speak for you. Many people are labeled with medical terminology if they are silent, when in fact they are constantly communicating, just in ways that are more advanced, subtle, and yet ancient. They are open-energied and communicate effectively and are in harmonious attunement with animals, plants, crystals, and song, more so than with conversation and the jousting, competitive turn much of that can take. You also find yourself connecting telepathically with memories stored in crystals, trees, and sacred sites. You too can connect with your telepathy. And true wisdom by connecting with these sacred spaces, crystals, and trees. Hug bodies of water, like the Pacific, are brimming with energies and memories. You are one who can read them and one who could speak the language of the energy. So it's saying that you're highly intuitive, that you're able to pick up on things that others may not be able to pick up on. And so by using your intuition and trusting your intuition into the situation, you're going to be able to help yourself more and help with you finding that balance to be able to make this flow better. Then the last card that we have for the deck, guys, I don't know. I'm like a space cadet right now, and I don't know if it's these energies or if it's this reading, if it's all of our energies. I don't know anymore, and I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry. All right, so the last card, time out. It says awareness, contemplation, solitude, and time alone. It says when this card comes forth to be with you for a time, it's your time to consider what you truly think, feel, believe, and know by having some time alone, without humans, specifically, as you can never truly be alone. The experience of your life has already given you deep wisdom. It's time to strip away sophistications and contradictions and go right down to the heart and marrow of what it is that you have learned in this lifetime so far, and that it will be found in the deep quiet of the shoreline, on no human shore. It could be a great time for you to become quieter, more of a listener to your own thoughts, and to observe how you react, what you respond to, and discover how to proclaim your individual soul amongst all that is. If we understand that we are cared for, that we are loved, that we are children of this planet and of the stars, the need for fighting to ensure our survival may no longer take place. We each have a responsibility to each other. Yet we must maintain our sovereignty over our own selves. By taking time out alone, you will get back to yourself, your own voice, and your vision, and can begin to develop understanding and compassion for the various voices that we have given home to, yet that may also belong to us. Perhaps explore conducting a ritual to celebrate your alone time. You could try doing what you normally do not do and take time out for your oh, Lord help me. And take time out from your work. For example, you could make a pact with yourself to not speak for 24 hours, from sunset to sunset. You must watch the sun rise and fall, walk the shoreline, and let no words pass your lips. You may observe, but not write. You must clear and listen. You must clear and listen once again. You will have thoughts. You must be in nature. You must be reborn. And you must have solitude. And you must contemplate. So it's saying that you need to spend some time alone, away from everything and away from everything that's going on, the situation, the people, the places, the things that are causing you the conflict, for you to be able to gather your thoughts, and see things as they are. So what I'm getting from all this, guys, is right now, things have been kind of at a not so happy place, if you will. It doesn't mean it's necessarily the worst of times or things to be going through, but it does mean that, there are things that have been hidden that are now coming to light. And so maybe you have expected somebody to give more than what you've been giving to a situation, or been codependent, or whatever the case may be. Now you have to find a way to bring back balance into this situation to be able to make it flow better so that it can come back and culminate and be what it's supposed to be. There's a higher power working in on this relationship to help you to come back together if you are separated, or if you are still together, to help you guys find a better flow in your relationship and make things go easier for each of you. You do have a telepathic, type style with this relationship. So maybe you're reading each other's minds. Maybe you know what the other's thinking. Whatever the case may be. Be considerate of this other person as they need to be considerate of you. You both need to consider each other and how what you're doing affects one another. So there might be a timeout that needs to be taken this month at some point. That doesn't mean that it's going to be for weeks or, whatever. It might just be a day, because it did just mention a day. There might be a day that, things have gotten to a point where you just need to step back away from one another and have a little bit of time in solitude to think things over and see things logically. Right now, guys, we are in the Mercury Retrograde until July the 31st, okay? That is not a time to make any major decisions. It's not a time to sign any contracts or do anything major, like starting a relationship, whatever the case may be. If you're already in a relationship, that's fine. This is a hard time on all kinds of situations. Just keep that in mind. Be aware of what you're saying. be aware of what you're writing. Make sure that you are proofreading what you're doing so you don't come across in a negative way, because sometimes things get misunderstood during this time period, okay? So I hope that this helped you. If you have any questions for me or would like a personal reading, please feel free to reach out to me. I do offer 5-card spreads now for $15 and the 8-card spreads for $20. I'm also offering Spiritual Counsel Sessions for $15. Those are done by phone only, and those are 30 minutes. So guys, please like, share, and subscribe if this resonates for you. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you guys all have a great July, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.